G'day. Today I'd like to talk about understanding human nature. There are three keys to understanding human nature. Firstly is your vision of the future, or as it's commonly called, the human spirit. The human spirit activates and feels powerful when there's a sense of confidence and clarity about the future. And that's a childlike innocence, and we'll talk about that a bit later. Second one is your energy and how to direct it and not waste it. And finally, connecting to the stillness and centeredness which we want to call home, a place within us that we can go to recuperate and recover anytime we want. So let's look at the first one, future vision. As you probably know by now, if you've followed any of my work, I believe there are 7 areas of life, and of course there are thousands of areas of life, but these are the sort of 7 solid categories. Most people spend a lot of time trying to work out what's important and what's not important. So their life goes backwards and forwards. They attend workshops, they do vision, they one day worry about financial, one day worry about spiritual, and next thing you know their life becomes really complicated. And it becomes complicated because there's no horizon, there's no sense of singular purpose, there's no sense of a process to bring all the 7 areas of their life into one single common goal. And this purpose is really important. Every single human being on earth, no matter how poor, how happy, sad, whatever it is, has a sense of purpose. And the truth of the matter is, and this is most shocking to a lot of people, is that we sabotage anything we can't link to our purpose, even if we can't enunciate what that purpose is. So we take this sense of greater purpose and we develop a sense of what we want to be in life, what we want to do for others, and what we want to have in our own life. In other words, we're going to do a vision quest. And in a vision quest, what we say is, I, Christopher Walker, hereby declare that my primary purpose in life is, and in my case, it's to 2 words, open hearts. I'll be a global best professional speaker, unique personal guide, spirited adventure, inspired author, loving partner, unconditional father, and global thought changer. So there's my B. My do is I will travel the world sharing the wisdom of living in harmony in nature, great insights into love, inspiration, balance, and the future of humanity. The last one is have, be, do, have. And the third part of a vision quest is to say what I need to do those things. Now, our net worth and the resources we have around us are very often limited to a sense of importance. How important am I? And therefore, if we're valuing our resources based on how important am I, it's very easy to become either highly egotistical and say I'm super important, or highly ego depreciative and say I'm not important, and therefore diminish our assets. The way we break free of this self-limiting structure of life is we say I have a purpose greater than me. If my purpose is self-serving, then the largest resource of assets I can have are those that will serve the definition of self that I've created, in other words, ego. But if my purpose is greater than me, then I suddenly get a sense of resources that I can attract and manage and utilize that are far greater than my own self-worth. And this is a fantastic way to make a global impact on the planet. To do these things, I will need and have an income of in excess of 1 million per year to fund the development of books, media and public appearances to make this gift available to all people in all walks of life. I'll create a health retreat in a rainforest with traditional healing and education for leadership and life balance. My staff will be amazing genius individuals whose calling it is to help bring more love and harmony to the planet. The retreat will include, now I need to keep drawing this out until such time as I have so much clarity on that retreat that I can smell it, taste it, touch it, feel it, and know it so well that the future becomes so clear that it becomes the present. I don't lose presence, I actually become present with the future. That's a vision quest. Now the fuel to follow your heart, we're going to call that energy and life force. There are 4 things to consider in this. It's very simple. Firstly, building your energy. Secondly, storing that energy. Thirdly, stopping the loss of that energy. And finally, directing energy. Now, building energy is all about exercise, diet, health regimes, living in your constitution. Storing that energy is about self-management, not wasting it on unnecessary movements, focus in your work, doing more in less time, being inspired, following, let's say, your top 4 priorities in life. All that said, I believe that the most important area to focus on right now for people in the world is stopping the loss of energy. If we could only stop the waste of energy in each of our own lives, we would begin to have an amazing resource of youthfulness. So let's talk about stopping the loss of energy for a few minutes. There's a cone of consciousness. At the bottom of that cone is a got to. We move up to a should do thought. We move up then to a need to thought. We move up to a want to thought, then a desire to thought, a choose to, and a love to. Now, life is like a pendulum. At the bottom of that pendulum, in a got to thought, we can have significant swings of emotion. And emotion is really energy in motion. So the got to person is not going to go forward very far. They're actually wheel spinning, spending a lot of their time worrying in this present moment about what's going to happen. Higher up the list, we can see that we still swing that pendulum. People will always have emotion. But instead of wasting energy in motion down below in the got to area, they move it up and start to refocus their energy on the direction they want to go in life. So let's now talk about soul, which is how to stop, recuperate, and recover. First thing I'd like to say about soul is it's not so fictional as people want you to believe. Soul is just what happens when you go out into nature and you feel connected to it all. You feel your soul when you feel connected to the world, to the universe, to nature, to the stars. The second thing is, at a state of soul, you don't feel very full. You feel totally empty. And that's why a person who's connected to their soul never feels lonely, because in that emptiness, there's a massive sense of connectedness to many, many things. In fact, we feel so connected to the world that we can't separate, in a sense, ourselves and others. We don't look at people and say, I'm better or worse than that person. What we see is another human being. When we look at a tree, when we look at nature, we don't say, I'm here and nature's over there. We say, we're all part of nature. We're all part of nature's plan. It's a sense of homogeneous connectedness to the world of nature and all things in nature, which, by the way, includes all the good things and the bad things you see on earth. Unconditional love. What does unconditional love look like? It looks like disconnection. It looks like I love you no matter whether you stay or go, whether you come or go. I love the world for what it is. I see beauty in everything. And that's very hard because most people are fanatical about the good news and the bad news and wanting to have more good than bad. At soul level, the bad news is good and the good news is bad. In other words, our judgments become confused and uncertain. We get to a place of saying, I really don't know what is right and wrong. What I do know is nature is running the ship and she's doing a bloody good job of it. Total contentment means, in simplistic language, I want what I've got. Now, there's a funny interpretation of this, because to the enlightened person, they look at the Western individual and the Western mindset and say, this person wants what they haven't got. Why don't they just want what they've got and get happy? Finally, the soul doesn't remember anything like the last life. The soul lives outside the body, so knows no time and space. So let's just summarize this in the last few seconds. Soul is stillness. Soul is no spin, no emotion. Soul is no wanting. Soul is inspired. Soul is an inner smile. You'll know when you're connected to your smile. You just feel it. Thanks very much. You can download the reports at www.chriswalker.com.au or buy the book The Pathwalker and read all about it. Have a great day. Bye for now.